All right, no. All right, listen, I apologize, guys. This is going to be in two parts today. The first part was the Immaculate Grid. I had to go to a meeting that I thought was going to be 15, 20 minutes long and ended up being an hour. Somehow I couldn't pick up where the video left off, and because the grid is already done, couldn't start over. So what I want to talk to you about here, I guess, for these 5 minutes today, I was going to talk to my fellow card collectors out there in the sports card collecting world about the hobby landscape as it is today, but I'm going to save that for Monday in a continuous video. Today, I guess what I'm going to talk about is the Miami Marlins. As you guys know, I'm a huge Red Sox fan. I'm down here in South Florida. I like to think that had the Marlins existed when I was growing up and falling in love with baseball, that maybe they'd be my team. But Red Sox Nation, right? Born into it. But I keep a close eye on the Marlins, right? And, baseball's never really taken here in South Florida. Listen, 2 early World Series championships, one in 97, one in 03, followed by ownership tearing those teams down. Left a bad taste in the fans' mouth. Last year, they made a surprising playoff run. They were eliminated early, but they had a good young team coming back, and here we are a month into the season, barely, a little bit more, 5 weeks, and they've traded their best player, all-star second baseman and National League batting champ Luis Ariz to the San Diego Padres for a package of 4 prospects and 1 major league player. Look, a decent little haul they got for him, but, they've waved the white flag 5 weeks into the season. And I believe that is the first thread that they're going to pull out that is going to tear apart the entire team. Commence the fire sale between now and the trading deadline. I expect the Marlins to move every single notable player that they have on that team: Jazz Chisholm, Jesus Luzardo, Brian De La Cruz, Jake Berger, Josh Bell, Tim Anderson, AJ Pooh, Braxton Garrett, Trevor Rogers, right? They came into this season with a farm system ranked 29th out of 30 by Baseball America, so this will be an opportunity to infuse that farm system with prospect talent, probably take them from basically dead last to an upper third system in the sport. Hey, look, here's the thing, right? Coming off of a playoff appearance last year, and their attendance remained awful coming into the season. The team got off to a bad start. Shipping off their best players, right? Probably not going to make much of a difference in the stands when it comes to the box office ticket sales. Probably not going to make much of a difference with the advertising and ratings. So, excuse me for 1 second here. So if you're going to trade Ariz, you may as well go all the way. I do, as a Red Sox fan, have one thought on one player, right? The Boston Red Sox coming into this season did not have a lot of expectation, but I truly believe that they intend to be legitimate contenders in 2025. They have some veteran players coming into the final year of their contracts this year. The Red Sox, all-star closer Kenley Jansen, all-world setup guy Chris Martin, and he's coming into the season, that have trade value, right, that aren't going to be back or that are going to be free agents after this season. So the Marlins did something interesting. They went out and signed established setup man Michael Fulmer and all-star closer Liam Hendricks to contracts for this year and through the 2025 season. What's interesting about that is that Fulmer and Hendricks are both out for the year recovering from arm injuries. So they're kind of setting up the 2025 bullpen, knowing the guys there in 2024, some key guys are going to be gone, and already having in place for next year, letting those players rehab with the club under the eyes of our training staff and be ready to go in 2025. So that circles us back to the Marlins. 2022 NL Cy Young winner Sandy Alcantara. Tore his UCL, I believe, in the final start last season for the Marlins. And is missing the entire year here in 2024 with Tommy John surgery. Alcantara is signed to probably, arguably, the most value-laden contract in the sport. I believe the Marlins signed him prior to the 2022 season to a 5-year, $50 million deal. And if you know what a number one or number two starter goes for these days, $10 million a year for Sandy Alcantara is unbelievable. Listen, he's hurt. He's on the shelf. He's recovering from Tommy John. He's not going to pitch this year, which means that value's down a little bit. The Red Sox have already stashed a prime setup guy and a prime closer for 2025. Why not go out, trade for Alcantara now while his value is down, though it's probably some of the best value in baseball, and have that number one starter going into 2025. What does the trade for him look like? I don't know. I don't know if it costs you one of the untouchables. I don't know if it costs you a Marcelo Meyer or Roman Anthony or Clyde Teal. Or maybe some package of that next tier of prospects and Miguel Blas, Nick York, Yoenis Cespedes, those type of guys. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the Red Sox, Sandy Alcantara, the Marlins. Listen, thanks for tuning in. I ran a little long on this half. Thanks for watching 10 with Ben. We'll be back real soon. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And to all the mothers out there, including my own, Dolly Corella, happy Mother's Day.